What's happening? It's your boy allhxrt back again with another video. Cheers. Hey, I'll take this to the head real quick. Hold up. Them lemon shots, baby. Anyways, so a friend of mine and me were on the phone. We were having a conversation, and she was telling me how she quit something because of reassurance. And I don't know why, but it's like in my head, like that whole thing about reassurance. And I don't know if the reason for that is because I believe that I've lived kind of a life of lack of reassurance, in the sense of, like, when I wanted to be a professional skateboarder, I remember my dad told me, like, you can't even do a 180. Like, how are you gonna be a professional skateboarder? That was like a big thing to me. And I remember we went to the skate park and he said that, and it just killed me. Like, I was like, fuck, and then I quit. So, but I got back into it. So I don't know if that's why when she said that like has been in my fucking head, but like I wanted to talk about it because after she had said that, I was like, well, no, like maybe you should do that. Like maybe the reassurance you're looking for is there, but you just haven't gotten it yet. You know what I mean? So to kind of explain it, I'm just gonna use myself as an example. So it's like, I'll use Brian. So say Brian's got a YouTube and Brian's making videos and Brian's putting out fire content, you know what I mean? Because the thing I think a lot of people get misunderstood with is your quality of content isn't measured by your reassurance or the people that interact with it or the amount of people that see it, because there's an algorithm and all this other shit going on behind closed doors. So that's that. But anyways, so Brian's doing this YouTube thing, putting out fire content, but he's not getting as much interaction on the content as he would like. So he stops. Now, I get why he stopped, but I would tell him to keep going. And the reason I'm gonna tell you to keep going is the same reason I'm still making YouTube videos. I started out making YouTube videos, I was getting 300 videos. My first video got 300 views. You look through my videos, that's the only video with 300 views. But that's my first video. You see what I'm saying? So I was discouraged at some point in time while making videos because of that. Because I'm like, yo, like, I made the first video, y'all was fucking with it, you know what I'm saying? I got 300 views, and now I'm getting 50, maybe 100, maybe 150, you know what I mean? But that doesn't determine my value. That doesn't determine the value of my work. And I also think about it a lot like art. Because when I first started doing art, people were like, why are you charging so much? Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. But motherfucker, Basquiat and Leonardo da Vinci and a lot of these motherfuckers wasn't getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Their art had no value while they were alive. So what I'm doing is I'm changing that. I got the value right now because I'm here. You see what I'm saying? What's the point in my art being valuable when I'm gone, when I'm here right now and I can speak on my art and I can explain it and I can talk about I can describe it. I can give you the description. I can break down the colors. I can break down what I was feeling whenever I made it and what the piece means to me and what I get from it and what I created it for. So I don't even know. Like it fucked me up. This person said this thing about reassurance because I get it, but I also don't, because I've been so cut off from the reassurance that I want that I just do my shit. So like, I don't know if that's something that like I'm trying to implement in you guys, and I kind of want to implement in that friend, is that like you don't need the fucking assurance. All you need is you. All you need to know is that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes you got to be the only motherfucker clapping for you. And all that really does is build you up so that no one can break you down. Because if you can stand 10 toes on you, no matter what, it don't matter what anyone else says, because they can't get inside you. because you're already grounded. You've already built your foundation, so your foundation can't be rocked because you've had it because you have it internally, so now you have it externally. So I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who is struggling with reassurance or, feeling like their craft is, getting respected or the love that they necessarily want. I'm not gonna lie to you. This art shit, this being a creator, this doing like the stuff that no one else is necessarily doing, it's not for the weak. You know what I mean? Because in my experience, the people closest to you is going to be the ones that hate the most because they know that they could have moved the same way you moving, but they didn't, and they aren't. So there's hostility and there's anger and there's resentment. So they're going to try and bring you down at any knock they can. So, and that's not all. That's just, that's just a small piece. It's not everyone in your circle or family or whatever it may be for you. Or even in my experience, majority of my experience, I've had a lot of people support me. I've had a lot of love, but I've also had the opposite of that. So I've gotten both ends of it. So I've seen it. And I've also seen like people I thought who were rooting for me who really weren't. They was low key hating. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but be your number one fan. If you can't be your number one fan, how are you ever gonna make it? Because there's gonna be a point in time where you're gonna start catching some buzz, whether it be good buzz and people are, hey, I love what you're doing, keep doing that, or it could be some bad buzz, some, hey, why the fuck would you do that? This bitch looks like this, blah blah, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to drag you, because that is what people do when they aren't living their purpose. You know what I'm saying? People hurt people, you know what I mean? So don't let hurt people hurt you when you just trying to heal people. You know what I mean? So I hope this made sense. I hope that y'all are filled with love and joy and acceptance of not only yourself but those around you. And I just want you to know you don't need anybody's reassurance but your own, because at the end of the day, that's the only person going in your casket. At the end of the day, that's the only person. I mean, it might not necessarily always be the only person who's gonna make sure you got fed and you're taken care of, but at the end of the day, that's the number one person who's gonna make sure that. So just take care of yourselves, love yourselves, support yourselves, clap for yourselves, pat yourself on the back, give yourself a motherfucking hug, look at yourself in the mirror naked and just tell yourself everything that you love about yourself, and just, you know what I'm saying? I love you. I support you. I want to see you be your best self. I want to see you achieve everything in this world that you believe that you could achieve, and everything beyond that, because there's so much more to this life. So just be you, do your grind, do your art, your creation, whatever it may be, and don't worry about the support. Worry about yourself. The support's gonna come because you're putting out that fire. But sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it takes some time for people to recognize what you really putting out. And sometimes people just want to see if you're going to quit. So just keep going. I believe in you. I think the reason, now I know why this hit me the way it did. And the reason is because I've seen and I've been victim to the reassurance bug, and how, it almost makes us not feel valued. It almost makes us not feel worthy of whatever it is we're working towards, because we aren't receiving that instant gratification. We aren't receiving that, hey, you're doing amazing, or here's $1,000 for whatever your work is, So that is why I'm speaking so passionately about this, because I want everyone to understand their worth. I want everyone to understand their value. I want everyone to understand, I guess, if you're used to reassurance, what it's like to not have reassurance. Because as someone who's trying to do something outside of the regular, you're gonna, I did it. I landed that too. Fuck. You're gonna meet resistance. There's gonna be times where you're gonna fall and you're gonna have to get up. And you're going to be the only person to pick yourself up. So that's why reassurance doesn't matter. Because you see who just picked me up? I did. Who picked me up right now? I did. So that's what you got to do every time you fall. Don't be looking around for other people. Don't be on the ground looking like a turtle, rolling around, looking like, well, who's going to get me? You got to get you first. So then people, and this is why I say this too. And this even breaks down, I feel like, to relationships. Because think about a person in a relationship who constantly needs someone else to pick them up. That person is going to end up being draining in the relationship because they're not capable of, one, picking themselves up, and two, if they're not capable of picking themselves up, they're probably not going to be capable of picking their partner up. So you have to be able to just be cool by yourself and be comfortable with yourself and comfortable being the only person supporting yourself. Because sometimes that's what it may be. You might have to step out of a comfort zone. That doesn't mean anything bad. It just means, come on. I'm almost there. Let's see if we can get it one more time. All right, so let's see. This is what I tried to do last time when I fell. Oh, and I landed it too. All right, anyways. Peace, love, all heart. All right. I'm done now. My last thing about this reassurance thing is I've had a lot of quiet supporters. That is like a big thing. Sometimes people don't want to, you know what I'm saying, be out there commenting on your stuff. Sometimes they just want to look. That's just what they do. That's just their personality. You can't take it personal. But they support you. Those people support you more than probably even, you know what I'm saying, some of your closest peoples. But they're just not vocal about it. That's just not who they are. Because you got to think about it. They're watching your stuff because your stuff helps them. So they don't recognize that you need help. You know what I mean? Think about it like Superman. Whoever stops and thinks, hey, Superman, you need any help? No one does that.